for the NES and Sega. And Segas. Anyone want to answer that? Actually, they are. Yeah, it's called. Yeah, see these hardware patents expire, and that's when the technology becomes available to anyone. So yeah, once the hardware patents expire, well, it's open game. All right, we got modern games with retro flair. There's still games you can make that look older, but they're released on current systems. Undertale has been highly praised. Yeah, if it was released in the 90s, it would definitely be a cult classic. But it's been released today and has gone popularity. All right, Nintendo still gets into that with Mario Maker. Yeah, the angry video game nerd has his own game out that looks like the games he reviews, he makes fun of, so he can experience what he experiences. But that's a game he can actually beat. All right, I remember seeing this guy's game here. What's it called? Oh, yeah, Fantastic Predators. At games at Mag West. He played Undertale and wanted to make his own game, so he can make. And even games like what was it? id, the game makers of Doom and Quake. They're putting out old school shooters, and we got one right here, Wrath, Aeon of Ruin. And there's a Stranger Things 3, the game, which looks like an old school adventure game, with the sprite graphics, which is a fitting for a game, but for a company, for a TV show based in the 80s, so neat tie-in product. All right, what is this? I know, this is actually coming out. What do you make of this? Does this look like it came out in the 90s or 80s? Yeah, this yellow thing, it's like a yellow Game Boy. Well, it's called a Playdate. It's made by a company called Panic. They used to make, they made games for, for iOS, for the iPhone. Now they're making their own console here. So it's like a Game Boy, but with a hand crank. I know. So it's like a competitor to the Game Boy, the Lynx, and the Ouya. Yeah, Ouya's dead. I know. Alright, so it's going to have black and white graphics, a D-pad, A and B buttons, I know, things you get on your Game Boy, but it's going to connect to the internet and you can download your games. Now, since it's got a hand crank, what can you do with a hand crank? No, not charge it. Good idea. Time travel. And fishing. I know, those are some interesting ideas. So their plan is to release a new game every week over 12 weeks with more games coming. Yeah, so it'll go for $149. It'll come out this year. I know. All right, another way retro games was still around. D-makes and indie fan games. Even the fans are doing putting their stuff out there. All right, this right here in this corner. Can't see it, I know. Small screen. All right, the game Cyberpunk 2077? That's a game coming out this year. It takes place in 2077, where everyone can upgrade themselves. Well, here's the joke this guy's doing. Well, not joke, but it's called Cyberpunk 1997, and it's for PlayStation 1. I know. All right, now. So yeah, it's based. So yeah, then there are games like this port from Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 64. Looks like it's on Game Boy. I know. Try getting 4 of your friends to play that. All right, now of course, now then there's this game right here. It's not a game. It's actually a series of videos. So a while back, there were these creepy Garfield, images, artwork out. So so imagine creepy Garfield artwork on Game Boy. All right. So now there's The Last of Us Demastered, another example. I know. So if you can't see it, but it looks like it has the opening to Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, that's something you can play right now. And then remember that Mummy movie from 3 years ago? Well, there was a tie-in game called The Mummy Demastered, where it looks like it's on Super Nintendo. It has that Metroid, Castlevania look. So even every now and then the major companies will get out behind it. It's a fun side-scroller to shoot. And for those new people, yeah, we're talking about retro gaming relevance. Yeah, that's what retro gaming today is all about. I see we got the Firefly crew here, so. All right, now sometime last year, or the year before, there was a Super Mario Brothers Battle Royale game. Now, Battle Royale has become a popular type of game, and someone made it around where you and 74 other people are playing the same game of Super Mario Brothers. Then at the end of the level, you compare your score. Now that's, even if it's not for profit, is something like that legal? You make your own Mario Brothers fan game that looks like Mario Brothers, and you get it online, even if you're not making profit on it. Legal? Unfortunately, I can't say it is. Nintendo had it taken down. Even the maker had the graphics changed, so it went to DMCA Royale, still the same game. But Nintendo was sending this guy cease and desist, so he just kept it down. So yeah, there are some interesting things the fans do. Emulators. So you all know what emulators are, right? Alright, so there were these like applications on your computer, so you can play these files called ROMs, and they act like the software on video games. So it was probably the easiest way to play Earthbound. Alright, now when it comes to emulators, are they legal? Actually, they are. The emulators themselves are legal. It's the files based on the games that are under copyright law. So let's say some ROMs or files based on Legend of Zelda or Mario, yeah, if you're hosting those, your website gets taken down. That is, unless you're the game developer and you make it available yourself. Alright, now one interesting thing is there's this handheld called the Pocket Go, which runs emulators. So it has the emulators ready, but you have to provide your own ROMs. So you can play Tony Hawk Pro Skater for PS1. That's what the IO9 showed off. So yes, emulators are on the go now. Not on, I think even for Android, if you do it right, there's emulators available. Oh wait. Before I get to arcades, I want to talk about Billy Mitchell. You know who Billy Mitchell is, right? Okay, he was a famed video game player from the 80s who got the perfect score of Pac-Man, and he's also a restaurant entrepreneur. And back in 2010, there was a documentary called The King of Kong, which is about where Billy and another guy named Steve Weeby were competing for the Donkey Kong high score. And one of Billy's, and the video Billy submitted for his Donkey Kong high score made it into the movie, was used to get him a world record before he was being beaten. But then later, his video was examined, and turns out it wasn't authentic. Yes, so here's this GIF of a Donkey Kong level loading, which loads differently than on a traditional Donkey Kong arcade cabinet. It's suspected it was run on an emulator called MAME, M-A-M-E for which is how you play arcade games on your computer. Well, that was reviewed by Twin Galaxies and Guinness, or just Twin Galaxies, and Billy was disgraced and stripped of his world records. All right, and another thing that counts, the referee who was monitoring it, Todd Peterson, also a pro gamer. Well, he was known he also cheated at some games too for the Atari 2600, and he's also a disgraced gamer as well. So he faked his scores for a game called Dragster and other games, but he's been called out on it and proven you can disassemble an Atari game to figure out the maximum high score you can get, and that's how he got nailed. I think he got like millions of points in Centipede, whereas the next guy got thousands. Yeah, so yes, Billy Mitchell, he's a disgrace, and he does sue people for saying that. All right, the arcade and barcade scene. Well, arcades are still around, not as much as in the 80s, as movies have shown, but they're still around at malls, movie theaters. They're like bars, restaurants. So yeah, barcades. My local one is, Coin Op in downtown. And modern arcades are avoiding quarters. Not